Hi, I'm Kay. I'm a homeschool mom of one, and I'm here to encourage you in your homeschool. Um, this video is a show and tell collaboration with Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica at the Waldock Way. I'm going to link the playlist down below and their YouTube channels as well. If you have not checked them out, I have been watching their videos for quite some time. Abby, especially for Charlotte Mason tips and curriculum reviews on Charlotte Mason, and Jessica's, because she puts out really great curriculum and unit studies that we've used before. So in doing a year in review, it was really nice to kind of look back at the whole year and see where we did well and some things I learned, which is just what happens every year, you know? She's not the only one learning, it's me too. So we'll start with the misses so that we end with the hits. All right, so I would say the first miss I realized looking back is we didn't really do as many big out-of-town field trips as I would have liked, just for the day, like a big aquarium or zoo. We did a lot of things in town, and that was really nice, but there were a couple I had wanted to get to this year and we didn't quite make it, but we have next year. Another thing that was a miss for me in particular was not making it to a conference this year. I've still not been to a homeschool conference. I did do an online homeschool conference last year and learned a lot. It was very encouraging, and I had really hoped to go to one this year, but it just was not possible for us. So that was a miss. I have watched some homeschool conference videos because this is homeschool conference season, from some of the other YouTube channels and the homeschool moms. So I was encouraged. I'm hoping to do a little better next year and get to go. We did not add geography and science until mid-year, and that was just fine. That was not my plan, but that was just fine. It's not a big deal. And so that was really fun doing US geography with my daughter. And we did actually some of the Waldock Way's US unit study for that, learning about some of the states, and we learned about different map directions and the oceans and things like that. So that was fun. But for science, I was doing some indescribable science this year, and that's all we did but we didn't get to it till halfway. So, but again, that's just fine. Another miss for me was more kind of a scheduling thing. I realized something I did not like about our year was I found like too many mornings during the week I was saying, let's get going, let's rush out, we have somewhere to be. And the somewhere to be was not a bad place to be. Of course, you're going because you're going to see your friends, or you're going to something where you're learning. We have a music group we've been going to for 4 years now, and that meets in the mornings on Tuesdays. And we also had one social group that we've been a part of for 2 years, and that was on Thursdays. So that was 2 mornings a week. Most weeks they met, but 2 mornings a week of getting up and getting breakfast and getting dressed and hurry and let's go, and then coming back in the afternoon saying, okay, well, you know, we have to do school now. And it wasn't that my daughter was opposed to doing school in the afternoon, but you have things to do. You are running a home and there's other things that you have to do. And I know you know that because it's not just lessons. That's not everything we do, right? And so for me, it was realizing, okay, next year I need to plan to have most of our mornings at home, and a desire to have more peaceful mornings together so that our lesson time is peaceful. That's just what I want. And oh man, I love those groups and I love the people in them, and I'm going to miss that. But that is something I had to kind of decide for next year because of that miss of like, oh, this is too much. Like our home life shouldn't be like this. And then at the end of the year, as is with most groups, you know, if you're in some sort of co-op or homeschool community, there was some end of the year overload for us, in particular, end of the year celebrations, end of the year gatherings, end of the year field trips, you know, things of that nature. And so I felt a little bit of like, toward the, you know, oh, we just have to get like through this week and the next week, just have some stuff piled on there. And it was so fun. Oh my goodness, so much fun. But that was a little bit more. So I need to do better planning next year around that time of year and make sure we have less on our regular plate so we can really enjoy that stuff to the fullest. So for me, those were the misses. So let's get to the hits. Number one, my daughter's interest in cooking was really fun to explore this year. I got her some cookbooks, and those were really, really exciting. We also got a couple of like I'm a Chef 2 subscription boxes and cook together, and she will sit and look through them and pick out stuff. And so we actually have tried some of those together, and she's been enjoying cooking with me this year. Her reading has exploded, and I'm very proud of her, in awe and very proud of her, and thankful that she enjoys reading and that and she's reading well. And I'm excited for that because it opens up so many doors for her and so many amazing things to read about and explore and learn, and just reading's the best. I just love reading so much. I was definitely a reader and am a reader, so that was really fun with her. That was a great thing for our year. Another thing that went really well in our curriculum, for example, was our Faithopedia study from Not Consumed. We did the New Testament this year, and that was really fun because every week we learned about a different book of the Bible. We learned about a different characteristic of God. We learned about a missionary or a church history figure and where they are on something in the history timeline regarding that. And I really enjoyed that a lot. I'm gonna do a review of the Faithopedia because when we finish that, we're gonna start the Old Testament one. I started with the New Testament because I feel like kids learn so much about the Old Testament at church and just regular Bible stories. All the regular, normal, mainstream Bible stories are from the Old Testament. You know, Joseph and Noah and Samson and Daniel and Jonah, they're all that. So that's why we did the New Testament, and that was fantastic. Our handwriting, which was cursive logic, that was great. We started cursive, and that was really exciting. It was well done. I'm going to do a review of that as well. So she went from writing, you know, print to cursive this year. Another thing that went really well was I wanted to explore a little bit more of her particular interests, but without getting really formal and rigid in lessons of any kind. So we did a fun, informal music group where she learned some ukulele songs. So she got a ukulele, we followed a couple of videos and played with some friends and learned some hymns and other for children, Christian songs. And that was really sweet, and it was good to see her interest was played into a little bit more because she loves to sing and she loves to write songs but it was also good for me because, you know, so we've done it, but I think I will wait a while before doing formal lessons with her. But I'm glad I did the gentle introduction and, you know, without saying we're doing this, we're having these lessons, you have to practice. So it was nice, gentle for that. And in addition to that was art. I found a local art teacher that does art projects. She does different media each week with the kids. And there was an after school program as well as a homeschool program. And that was very fun and low key to really play into my daughter's interest in art. Another hit for the year was creating the small fellowship-based community. I made a video about that, and having those women and those kids in our lives really was a blessing for us this year to have a regular play group of Christian moms and who are in this homeschool journey with us, and their kids were all K-2, so same age, and some had older siblings or younger siblings, but you know, we're all in this area together and just talking and encouraging each other and fellowshipping together, and the kids building friendships. That was a definite bonus for us this year. I've mentioned this before kind of with my misses, but in realizing that I did not need to be rushing out of the house even 2 mornings a week, I finally took it upon myself to finally make a routine and checklist. So I sat down on Excel. I do love Excel. Oh my goodness. I just love Excel spreadsheets so much. I'm a nerd. And I made us a routine for in the mornings, and we try to go through that routine. And it's not the same every day. The core is the same, but some of the other things rotate or on a loop. And that has been really great because it's good to have it written down and look at it, but it also was a lesson for me in maturity and realizing what works best for both of us. I also need to be able to focus and let's get to it and let's do it, and then when we're done, we're done, and that's really good, and it's healthy, and it's something she needs to learn as an adult. You know, let's get our work done first and play later the best that we can, so we can enjoy our play and our downtime. Another great thing that happened this year for us was finding a big homeschool community. Our playgroup was a small component of a larger community, and it's been a real blessing to me to be part of a larger community. I know some of these women have middle and high schoolers, some of them have graduated homeschool children, so I can look to them for direction or guidance or advice if I need it. And we see each other on bigger field trips together or at community gatherings, and so that was a hit for me. Finding that was really nice, and for my daughter as well. And I would say the last hit was, again, something I made a video about, which was finding out more about the Charlotte Mason method, and mostly really the Simply Charlotte Mason YouTube channel, because Sonia Schaefer is amazing and has so much information to share with us about not only Charlotte Mason's teaching methods, but also just parenting. You know, we're with our kids all the time, and the attitudes and the methods we should use sometimes with our parenting, because, you know, we're the teacher, but we're the mom, so we're kind of teaching all the time and parenting all the time. They just go hand in hand, and really looking at each child individually to see what he or she needs. So that was a huge blessing for me, and that was a huge hit, because that is influencing our direction for our homeschool next year, and kind of made us pivot on a couple of things. I would say second semester of this year as well. So that was a big hit for us. We homeschool year round, so we're still doing 3 days a week in the summer. So I've already implemented some of those Charlotte Mason materials, and we're still going strong in the routine, which was really great. And we're finishing up with some of our other things. We're doing art through the summer. But I would say overall, it was just a really great year. I'm really pleased with how my daughter did this year and her attitude with school. Obviously, there are bumps in the road. And also of myself for seeing some of the areas where we could fix, or I'm the one in charge of school, and my own attitude. And just realizing, you know, for our school day to go well, and for my daughter to know the flow, I need to know the flow. I need to be the instigator for the day to say, okay, it's time to do this, and I need to put everything else aside and focus on school with her and give her my attention and just sit the whole time. And if I can establish that routine, it's better for both of us, and it has been amazing. So it was a great year. Again, I'm going to put the playlist down below for the rest of the homeschool show and tell, because the hits and misses from all the moms are amazing. Every home is different, so all of our homeschools are different, and I hope you find encouragement from every video on the playlist and check the rest of them out. And again, thanks to Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica at the Waldock Way for doing an open collaboration so we can all get encouragement from each other. Again, I'm Kay. Click like and subscribe down below, and we hope to see you soon.